Join us as we explore the limestone coast of South Australia.
Welcome to South Australia!
This limestone foundation is what gives the region its caves, sinkholes and crystal clear underground water systems, a landscape unlike anywhere else in Australia. Following on from our Great Ocean road trip, we started our journey towards Mt Gambier from Warnambool, travelling onwards to the Great Yambuk slide and then on to lunch at Cape Bridgewater, before crossing the border into South Australia and visiting 𝗟𝗡𝗨𝗥 and the Blue Lake before checking into our AirBnB. The next day, we visited the Little Blue Lake Sinkhole and Kilsby Sinkhole, before heading into town to visit the cave gardens, Engelbrecht Caves and ending the night at Umpherston Sinkhole. Also, YouTube says less than 5% of you are subscribed, so help a mate out and smash that like and subscribe button. Also, if you are a first-time visitor to Australia, Viator has some great day trip options for all major cities, and if you use our link below, it helps us out and doesn't cost you extra. We've used Viator before and highly recommend them.
Everyone, yeah, we've checked out and starting our next journey to Mt Gambier.
In the morning, we had to fuel up our car before the journey. The not so glamorous side of road trips with the warm weather is that there are a ton of insects flying around, and many of them end up as bug kills on your car. After fueling up, we drove to a famous stop that I've been waiting to visit for some time. The giant Yambuk slide is a quirky, beloved attraction on the windswept coastline of Western Victoria, near the town of Yambuk. Nestled within Yambuk Lake Caravan Park, this massive slide is built into a steep natural sand dune, epitomizing the mantra, "If you build it, they will come." It's a kind of low-tech, high-thrill experience that harkens back to the day when playgrounds didn't come with warning labels, and fun was measured by how much sand you collected in your shoes. The slide has been a favourite for locals and adventurous travellers since it was installed in the 1990s. Originally constructed as a way to draw more families and tourists to the town, the slide has become a nostalgic piece of local culture, long before adventure parks were a thing. From the top of the slides, you get a breathtaking view of the wild coast, the winding 𝗟𝗡𝗨𝗏 River, and the surrounding wetlands. The best part? The simplicity. All you need is your sense of adventure to zoom down the 33-meter long slide, straight into a pile of soft sand at the bottom. The trick to getting the maximum speed is to sit on a mat or a towel. No mat? An old piece of cardboard will easily stand in. The park is free to enter and the slide remains one of the rare places where you can let loose, feel the wind rush by, and forget about everything else. While it may not be the largest or fastest ride you'll ever take, the giant Yambuk slide offers something different, a slice of Aussie childhood joy, whatever your age, framed by the raw beauty of the Victorian coast. It's the kind of place where memories are made, if not for the speed of the slide, then for the sense of adventure that comes with it.
No fun!
Cape Bridgewater was originally planned as a stopover for lunch, but we were totally blown away by this hidden gem, with its wide swaths of soft, white, powdery sand and crystal clear turquoise blue ocean waters. This place was a sight to behold. This place is also rich with wildlife like the hooded plover, seagulls, and also a seal colony further down the coast. We had a quick lunch at the Bridgewater Bay Cafe, where I had the schnitzel burger while my son had the chorizo baked beans with poached eggs. The food was good, wholesome, and fortified us for the day. Before leaving, we stopped by the lookout point, which is the start of the seal colony trail. We didn't have time to visit the seal colony or the petrified forest, But the beauty of this place meant that I was sure to return here in the future, and next time, I'll make sure to spend the night here. Crossing the border into South Australia, we stopped by the roadside for some obligatory touristy photos. It is here that we also learn about South Australia's border fiasco, where 3 Australian states tried to draw a straight line across the wild landscape, and somehow miss. Here at the meeting point of South Australia, New South Wales and Victoria, you find one of the country's most endearing blunders, a border that's not exactly where it's supposed to be. Because of course, nothing in Australia is simple, even the straight lines. It all started in the 1800s, when surveyors set out to mark a nice clean border that would separate South Australia from Victoria and New South Wales. Back then, tools weren't exactly high-tech. They didn't have GPS, just a handful of compasses, some dodgy maps, and a few rough calculations. So they did their best, drew the line, patted each other on the back, and called it a day. Fast forward to modern times, and what do we find? The borderline is hilariously offset, veering a bit west of where it should actually be. Depending on where you're standing, you might be in South Australia or in some odd legal no man's land, technically claimed by New South Wales or Victoria, or just slightly outside of all of them. To this day, they've left the line where it is because, well, resurveying it would be all too much work. And who wants to sort out which state gets an extra few feet of desert shrub? So when you visit, take a moment to appreciate this beautifully botched boundary. Only in Australia could something this bureaucratically absurd end up as a tourist attraction. Before arriving in the town of Mt Gambier, we stopped by the famous sinkhole called Hell's Hole. Tucked deep within the thick forest of Lower Glenelg National Park, Hell's Hole is a massive sinkhole filled with dark, still water. From the car park, it is a short 10-minute walk to the sinkhole. So we are here at Hell's Hole Nature Reserve. The region around Mt Gambier is known as the Limestone Coast and has been shaped by thousands of years of limestone erosion, creating a network of underground caves and sinkholes. It is a quiet brooding chasm, hidden among towering eucalyptus and dense undergrowth. A viewing platform extends over the edge, giving you a safe but dramatic perspective of this geological oddity. The sinkhole isn't open for diving or swimming, although certified cave divers can register for it and get a key to open the gate and rappel down to explore the black, bottomless depths. It is definitely worth a stop. Mt Gambier was named after Lord James Gambier in 1800s, an admiral in the British Royal Navy. European settlers arrived in the mid-19th century, drawn by the region's rich volcanic soil, perfect for farming and grazing. As we arrive at the town, we are greeted by the Blue Lake, Mt Gambier's mesmerizing volcanic wonder. Tucked inside the crater of an extinct volcano that last erupted about 4,600 years ago, the Blue Lake is one of South Australia's most breathtaking natural phenomena. Each year, like clockwork, its water transforms from a steely grey in winter to an electric cobalt blue in summer, a sight so vivid it feels almost unreal. During summer, November to March, the lake's warmer surface temperatures encourage calcite crystals to form, scattering light in a way that turns the water a vivid, almost glowing blue. And we were lucky enough that it just turned blue a few days before we arrived. The lake is also the town's primary water source since 1884, supplying fresh drinking water to the town with its depth plunging to an impressive 72 meters below the surface. Black House on Amor is a luxurious modern retreat tucked away in Mt Gambier. Nestled in a quiet part of town, it offers the best of both worlds, seclusion and convenience. From the moment we arrived, we knew we were in for something special. Stepping inside, we were greeted with a space that feels like it'd been plucked straight from the pages of an architecture magazine. High ceilings, minimalist decor, and an earthy color palette gives the home an effortlessly stylish yet inviting vibe. The kitchen is an absolute dream where we cook up breakfast every day. Additionally, there's a barbecue station in the back gardens, which was great for cooking up a meat fest for dinner. It was really convenient, with us just buying the meats from Aldi and then throwing it on the grill. We stayed here for 2 nights and it was incredible. And if you wish to stay, I'll leave a link in the video description. Note, I don't get paid for recommending this place. I truly think it's a fantastic place to stay. The next morning, I popped over to the local Mt Gambier laundry and cafe in the early morning to get some washing done. The machines here are clean and they have a machine to accept credit cards, so you don't need to carry loads of coins. With laundry done, we had a booking for a tour at Kilsby Sinkhole, but we took time to stop by the Little Blue Lake first. Just 15 minutes drive out of town, you'll find this deep, spring-fed limestone sinkhole that doubles as a natural swimming pool. Unlike its larger, color-changing sibling, the Blue Lake, this one stays a deep blue-green year-round and is completely open for swimming. It is the result of thousands of years of underground water slowly dissolving the porous limestones, eventually causing the cave roof to collapse and form a sinkhole. This lake is about 25 to 45 meters deep, and there are steps leading down to the water, allowing for easier entry and exit, but keep in mind that the water gets deep fast. There are no shallow wading areas. In the quiet farmland of Mt Gambier, about 7 minutes drive from Little Blue Lake, tucked behind rolling green pastures, lies a portal to another world. Kilsby Sinkhole is an aquatic cathedral, a crystal clear limestone chamber that plunges over 60 meters deep into the earth. What was once a simple watering hole for livestock is now one of Australia's premier diving sites, a training ground for police divers, and an unforgettable destination for thrill-seeking visitors. The landowners do not entertain walk-in guests, and you have to pre-book your tickets before arriving, as the sinkhole is located on private land, and you'll be given a security code to enter the farm. The site remained relatively unknown until the 1950s, when local divers began exploring its depths. As cave diving became more popular, Kilsby became a bucket list destination for underwater adventurers. The sinkhole is also used by the South Australian police divers for training, due to the water's exceptional clarity. We were lucky to see them here when we visited, and got to see them testing out an underwater drone. The water in Kilsby is so clear that visibility often exceeds 40 meters, creating an almost surreal floating sensation.
Where we are here, we have 200 to 300 metres of limestone. So obviously the ocean was here for a very long time and made that chemical.
After signing in, we were greeted by the 4th generation owner, Graham Kilsby, who took us to a room for a brief history lesson on the farm and the sinkhole. The room is located directly over the sinkhole, and there is even a small porthole to view the water through the ground. We also learn about the sinkhole's most famous resident, 𝗟𝗡𝗏 the tortoise. Released into the sinkhole previously by the Kilsby family, visitors may encounter him if they sign up for the snorkeling tour. If you sign up for this, you'll be provided with wetsuits and snorkeling gear, and there are shower facilities on site. After our briefing, Graham led us down the narrow passageway to the sinkhole. There are some narrow steps as well as a metal ladder, so it's not suited for people with limited mobility. Graham believes that the water is part of a vast underground system, slowly moving through the limestone towards the ocean. That explains why the water is so pure and remains consistently cool all year round. The rock caverns looks incredible, and I also took the opportunity to dip my camera into the waters, but I didn't manage to spot 𝗟𝗏𝗏. The sinkhole has a dark side too. 3 divers have lost their lives over the years, a sobering reminder of the dangers of cave diving. The first incident happened on 16 April 1969, when two divers drowned while attempting to dive to the end of the sinkhole to scratch their names on the wall at a depth of 196 feet. It was speculated that they may have suffered nitrogen narcosis from the depth of the dive. The second incident happened on 13 March 2010, when another diver drowned after becoming entangled in a guide rope. These incidents highlight the dangers of cave diving and why only certified cave divers are allowed to dive at Kilsby Sinkhole. It was now time for lunch. Kilsby Sinkhole doesn't have any cafes or restaurants on site, so we took a drive back to Mt Gambier. Right in the heart of Mt Gambier, hidden through modern streets and historic buildings, lies a breathtaking piece of the region's ancient past, the Cave Gardens, also known as Thugi. What looked like a peaceful public garden is actually a deep limestone sinkhole, a place where history, culture, and nature intertwine. The site is easily accessible, even for people on mobility scooters or wheelchairs. It was once an important water source. Today, the site remains a stunning blend of natural wonder and carefully curated gardens. Surrounding the sinkhole is a meticulously landscaped garden, full of seasonal flowers, roses, and lush greenery. Standing at the edge, you see a dramatic vertical limestone cavern plunging deep into the earth. Several viewing platforms provide a spectacular angle of the sinkhole. During heavy rains, a stunning waterfall will cascade down the sinkhole walls. After the gardens, we had lunch at Tia's Cafe, a Southeast Asian cafe hidden in an alleyway. Some of their signature dishes include the 𝗍𝗡𝗨𝗏𝗂𝗍𝗓 fan, a bowl of silky flat rice noodles swimming in rich prawn-infused broth, topped with shredded chicken, spring onions, and a hint of fragrant garlic oil. I had the teriyaki chicken bento, which featured grilled teriyaki chicken, glazed in a sweet savory sauce, served with steamed rice, crisp salad, and a side of miso soup. After lunch, we visited Engelbrecht Caves. However, we didn't check the opening hours and arrived after it had closed. You can only visit the caves on a guided tour, but we managed to view the outside of the caves from the garden. It was formed over hundreds of thousands of years as rainwater slowly dissolved the soft limestone beneath the surface. The caves remained hidden until European settlers arrived in the 1800s, using the site as a limestone quarry and even a dumping ground before realizing its true significance. It has a mix of both dry and wet cave tunnels to explore, and is one of the only sites in Australia where you can walk into a water-filled cave system right in the middle of a city, a must-visit for both history buffs and adventure seekers. Later, we visited Umpherston Sinkhole, a place that feels like it had been pulled straight out of a fairy tale. Once a collapsed cave, it is now an idyllic retreat. The sinkhole transformed from a vibrant garden by day to a nocturnal wildlife haven at night, complete with friendly possums eager for a snack.
We're here at Umpherston Sinkhole to look at the possums.
It is a must-visit for nature lovers, photographers, and anyone who appreciates a good wow moment. Remember to pack along your torchlights, as this place can get very dark at night. Stepping down into the sinkhole, you are immediately surrounded by a breathtaking amphitheatre of greenery. Lush ferns, ivy-draped walls, and craggy limestone walls create a dreamlike atmosphere, making it one of the most unique gardens in Australia. The perfectly manicured terraces and stone pathways make for a peaceful walk through this otherworldly oasis. When the sun sets, the sinkhole comes alive with wildlife, most notably the friendly possums that emerge from the walls. These nocturnal visitors are incredibly tame, often coming right up to visitors in search of a snack.
Sushi, do you want a pizza? Oh, he just took the grape and the bread.
The best way to make friends with these furry locals is to bring fresh fruits or vegetables.
I cannot give it.
Oh no, I dropped it.
What is happening? So you overeat.
He's saving some for tomorrow.
No, offer another one. Oh.
Oh, another one. Let's do that one.
Yeah, you see?
Oh, no more.
Look.
You drop no more.
Umpherston Sinkhole is a living story, where geology, history and nature collide in the most spectacular way, with lush gardens, towering limestone cliffs and friendly resident possums. If you only have time to visit one attraction in Mt Gambier, do make this your top choice. That's all for our guide to Mt Gambier. The next day we return to Melbourne, stopping to spend a night at Hall's Gap in the Grampians. Do hit that like and subscribe button to stay notified of our next video.